All right, guys, we are live. It is Thursday, and that means it is matchup preview day. It's like Christmas morning. Here we go. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how all these matchups are going to go down without fail. So, we're going to kick it off with my matchup with John Heyman, who doesn't even deserve to be in the same league as I am. I am going to crush John Heyman this week. I'm looking at, to be honest, Wilson and Lockett tonight against the Rams does make me a little nervous. I think DK is going to get clamped down on, and Lockett could do some big things, but absolutely not concerned at all about Najee Harris and Austin Eckler. Both have their by far toughest matchups of the season against Denver and Cleveland, respectively. Kyle Pitts is borderline droppable at this point. And there is no way in hell James Conner gets 2 touchdowns, which is the only way he finds his way to relevancy. So, Heyman's got a dumpster fire this week. I've got Lamar Jackson breaking out Monday night. Bold prediction. Lamar Jackson is the number 1 player in fantasy this week. I'm talking 280 passing, 3 through the air, 90 on the ground, another 2 scores on the ground, 5 tutties. Lamar Jackson, monster effort incoming. Of course, some new guys on the squad, but another guy I want to highlight on my team is Tyler the Higbeast Higbee. He's running more routes than any tight end in football, and I think this is going to be a bit of a shootout tonight with the Sea Chickens. So I look for Higbee to get in the end zone at least once tonight. On Heyman's side, I'm going to go bold prediction that Austin Eckler, coming off of his biggest game maybe ever, puts up 10 or less fantasy points, his worst effort of the season, because Cleveland is no joke. They can ball. So, of course, I'm getting the dub. I mean, come on, Heyman doesn't stand a chance in this one, and you all know it. I mean, Heyman doesn't know it because he's new. So, but he doesn't have a chance. He'll learn this week. So, I'm looking at here Jason versus Joe. So, this is an interesting matchup of 2 teams that have overperformed to start the year. Now, Jason has about half the amount of points scored against him as anybody else. So, of course, Jason plays airtight defense. I mean, airtight. It's tough to get through that steel curtain. Nobody has even hit the 76-point mark against Jason yet. That is embarrassing. I'm looking at Joe's team, though, and I got to say, I think Joe gets there this week. In fact, I think he gets there and beyond. Love Nick Chubb against the Chargers. Corey Davis in London at Atlanta is great. Justin Jefferson against the Lions is awesome. Brady's going to bitch slap the Dolphins because he's done that his entire career, as Jared well knows. What I don't like on Joe's team, number 1, Julio Jones is not going to play. So he's going to be starting Emmanuel Sanders there at Kansas City, which I don't hate. That's not bad. But Damian Harris is a trash bag, guys. I mean, I know what Joe's thinking. Damian Harris, he sucked against 2 tough matchups. Maybe he just sucks. Like, he played the Jets in week 2 and scored 12. He had to get in the end zone to get there. He played the Dolphins week 1, put up 9.7. Maybe Damian Harris is just a shitty running back. Maybe there's no reason to have any Patriots running back except for LeGarrette Blount a few years ago. That's it. It's the last time they've had a relevant fantasy running back. So, bold prediction on Joe's side of things. I'm going to say Mike Williams lays another egg. Cleveland's too tough of a defense. I expect the entire San Diego offense to struggle. Mike Williams, another guy Joe probably should have sold high and didn't. So there you go. On Jason's side of things, it all comes down to Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Can they get clicking against this Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday night? Allen's going to have a big game. Does Diggs have a big game? I don't know. My bold prediction on Jason's side, Dalvin Cook scores less than 10 fantasy points. That's right, at home against the Lions. Why? because Dalvin Cook is hurt, guys. His ankle is not 100%. So until he shows me that it is, I don't like him. If I were Jason, I'd be shopping him around. So Jason, when you want to hit me up for this Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Dalvin Cook deal, I'll help you out, buddy. Now, we're going to jump over here to Senior versus Jared. And Jared's got a great matchup with Deebo Samuel at Arizona. Oh, wait, hold on. Senior has Deebo? How'd that happen? So Senior has Deebo? Okay. Well, Deebo Samuel has a great matchup for Senior at Arizona. DK Metcalf, absolute nightmare of a matchup against Jalen Ramsey, though. Aaron Rodgers is going to shred the Bengals. I'm sorry, Jason. It's going to be a shootout. I'm not saying the Packers win, but Rodgers is going to put some points on the board. I like Kamara to get right this week against Washington. Bold prediction. I'm going to say the New England defense forces at least 3 turnovers and gets into the end zone at least once at Houston. So there's my bold prediction on Senior's side. On Jared's side of things, man, Jared turned his team around this week, and it looks pretty good. He's got Kittle, T. Higgins, DeAndre Swift, and Antonio Gibson, all with little red Qs next to their names, which is a sign that they're going to do really well, right? Maybe not. But that being said, I do think Allen Robinson gets rolling. T. Higgins is going to play. He's going to do really well in that shootout with the Packers. DeAndre Swift, the only thing that can hold him back is Dan Campbell. That's it. If Dan Campbell was utilizing him like he should be, DeAndre Swift would be a top 5 running back in fantasy, but he doesn't. So, he never will be. Bold prediction on Jared's side of things. I'm going to say George Kittle breakout this week at Arizona. George Kittle goes for $150 and 2 scores en route to Jared picking up his first W of the season. You heard it here first, guys. Jared's pulling down this W, all right? That's it. I don't care if you like it. It's happening. Now, we're going to go Justin versus John in a high school grudge match. Beltran versus Vetri. We've seen this many times before across multiple leagues. I got to start out with the bold prediction on Justin's side. I'm saying McCaffrey's going to play. And not only is he going to play, he's going to crush it for 3 quarters before he gets hurt again. We saw this last year. I mean, he comes back. They just use him as if he's 100% right away. He gets hurt again. That's probably how this is going down. So that's my bold prediction. Looking at the rest of Justin's team, I can't in good conscience endorse starting Melvin Gordon at Pitt. That is one of the dumbest plays in the league. Get Darnell Mooney into your lineup. Justin Fields is the guy. Him and Mooney have a real connection. Mooney just had, 125 yards last week? Mooney's got to be the play there. If not Mooney, at least put in Tim Patrick. I would play Dawson Knox over Melvin Gordon. I would go 2 tight ends before I would play Melvin Gordon at Pitt. That's just a nightmare matchup for a very bad running back that's also questionable. So Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins ought to have no problem getting back on track against San Francisco. And not that Kyler's been off track, but he's been below 22 points each of the last 2 weeks, which is uncharacteristic of Kyler. I think he gets back in that column this week, though. I hate Devin Singletary, as I've said every week. Can't stand Odell Beckham. He's not even rosterable. But there you go. There's Justin's team. Now, on John's side of things, man, John's team looks really good for an 0-4 team. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are going to get it cooking against the Giants. I think Devontae Adams has his first big breakout game of the season this week at Cincinnati. I love my Bears. I'm not sure we're going to have an answer for Darren Waller. So, bold prediction in this one, Saquon Barkley is going to go for $150 and 2 touchdowns at Dallas. Dallas just got rid of their best linebacker, Jalen Smith. They're going to get torched by Saquon. and it's going to force Dak to throw a bunch. So I'm going to give the win here to John, and I'm giving it to him by a healthy amount. I think he beats the crap out of Justin. Now, I saved the worst for last. We got Reese versus Tony, and, I mean, all right, let's start off with Reese because he's got his entire team basically going tonight. So Stafford, Kupp, Woods, Henderson, it's a lot of firepower to be going tonight. So Reese is either going to have this won tonight or he will have lost tonight. Not really any middle ground here. Derrick Henry going to explode all over the Jags like he always does. Love Mike Evans this week at home against Miami that has absolutely no one that can cover him. He's just too big, too physical for any of their tiny little bitch corners. I think Stafford has a big night tonight. I'm going to predict Matt Stafford 400 yards passing tonight and 4 touchdowns. All 4 of them are going to Tyler Higbee, but that's not part of the bold prediction. Stafford, big night tonight. That's my prediction for Reese. On Tony's side of things, man, Tony's got a good team, guys. Zeke looks like he's back. Mahomes to Kelsey is probably the best stack in the league. DJ Moore is fantasy gold. We're going to be drafting him in the 2nd or 3rd round next year. He is a full-on breakout. He's an alpha dog, number 1 wideout. He's right in line with like Terry McLaurin. That's how good DJ Moore is. The downside on Tony's team is Chris Carson is a useless pile of garbage. I can't believe Tony thought Chris Carson was better than CEH. I mean, you get offered CEH for Carson by Jason. Thank God you didn't take it because now I have CEH and I'm reaping the benefits. But Carson is nowhere near as good as CEH. In fact, I think the best thing that could happen for you is if Carson goes down and you can plug Alex Collins in, because I think Alex Collins is a better running back than Chris Carson at this stage in his career. Chris Carson is extremely inefficient so far this season, averaging a very paltry amount of yards per carry. He's losing fumbles. He's not being targeted in the passing game. He's trash. Bold prediction on Tony's team. I look for Kelsey to get back on track, catching 2 touchdowns this week. So 100 yards and 2 tutties for Kelsey. And unfortunately for Reese, that's just too much of an advantage to overcome at tight end. So I'm going to give the nod to Tony Jr. And there you have it, guys. Those are your matchup previews. The main takeaway here, Damian Harris sucks. John Heyman sucks. And I'm going to kick all of your asses. So I'm going to dominate this week, and I'm going to dominate every week moving forward. So there you go. There's your matchup preview. Best of luck to everybody but John Heyman.